digging through some of my old footage to see what I had saved that I'd never actually done anything with, and I found this video from when I was trialling TR pattern cutting, which I'd completely forgotten about and has made me really excited watching it back to start doing it again. But I thought I'd share it with you. TR stands for Transformational Reconstruction. It was developed by a guy called Shingo Sato, who is based out of Japan. It's all about how you can cut patterns in a completely different way to the norm and use style lines drawn on the body to replace and redistribute ease and darts. He does some extraordinary stuff. He's got his own YouTube channel. I will link to it below so you can see some of his. And Stitchless TV does a lot of work, has been to loads of his workshops and does quite a lot of reconstruction stuff in her channel too. So if you like this, there's loads of other stuff available online that you can watch to give you some more inspiration. This was a bodice that I was experimenting with. It's the first time I'd done this. I'd had the books for ages, watched loads of stuff, got really excited, but hadn't ever quite been brave enough to try. This bodice got as far as the sort of final stage of the toiling, and I haven't done anything with it since. So I hope at some point I will get the chance to actually make this into a dress, because it would be amazing. So I hope you enjoy this. It's a little bit different, quite experimental, me trying something out for the first time. But I hope that it's interesting and gives you a bit of a sense of the sort of potential that's out there for making clothes in an interesting way. Hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!
So this is a basic bodice block cut from my own bodice pattern. And all I've done to change it from the normal toile version, the normal moulage version, is I've added a boat neck, so this is now wider, and I've moved all of the darts into the waist dart. So what would have been the shoulder dart and the bust dart are now in the waist dart. I've left the shoulder dart in, which is why there's some fullness here, because I'm intending to add sleeves to this. And if you take this part of the dart out and then try to add sleeves, normally you haven't got enough ease for movement. So I've left this dart in. So all of the darts, so this one down here and this one over here, have all been moved into this waist dart. So I've got some quite big waist darts. I've also marked the apexes, so you should be able to see there's a little black dot just here and a little black dot just there. And those are the apex points. And now what I'm going to do is attempt to draw my new style line. And this is the first time I'm doing this, so we'll see how we go. I'm going to draw it on first and then film it so that I don't have to hold on to things and draw at the same time. Okay, so I've drawn my style line. Now, the key to doing this sort of work on a bodice like this is that your line has to pass through both your apex points. So you can draw any line you like as long as it passes through both of those points. I've gone for this kind of big swooping curve which comes around, you can't really see it, around the back here, up over the top of the chest and down here, and then I've moved it back down into the original position of the dart down there. I've done that because I'm intending to do this in two different colours. So this piece here will all be one colour, and then this piece here will all be one colour. So you get a kind of double, so you get two pieces in the same, moving into the same line. Now, the clever thing with this is that when I actually cut this out, which I'll show you in a second, these darts get absorbed into this curve. So this becomes one massive dart and both of these disappear. So you get a completely smooth bodice, in theory, with this amazing curly line as your dart. Or at least that's the plan. Right, I'm going to take it off the dress form now, and I'm just going to smooth this line out with a French curve so that I've got a nice neat line. And then I'm going to mark notches at various points across it so that when I come to sew it back together again I can, because obviously it's a massive curve and that's going to be challenging. And then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so now you can see I've neatened up this line, so all of these curves, like that bit there, I've curved out more. I've got it going in this nice wiggle, and I've notched all round that curve so that it's possible to sew it all back together again. And now what I need to do is cut it out. Eep. So I've now put them, cut the pieces out, and they do lay flat. And I've marked out, I've added 1/4 inch seam allowance around the curve. my bodice pattern already had seam allowance around all the other edges. So now I just need to cut these out and stitch them together. And this is where things will get interesting, because stitching curves is not the easiest. But we'll see. So I will I'll come back to you once I've sewn it together, and we'll see how we go. From the wrong side, this is it pinned. I'm now going to sit at the sewing machine. Wish me luck. I mean, this could be interesting. Right, we'll see if I can do this without any puckers or tucks in it the first time I do it. I'm going to bet you 20 quid that's not going to happen. See you on the other side. I was right, but actually that hasn't gone as badly as it could have done. I've got 2 puckers here, one there and one there on this big curve. Otherwise, might be one in there. Once I've pressed it, I'll have a look and see how bad it is. And obviously I need to clip all of this to release the tension in this fabric, because otherwise it's never going to hang straight. So I'm now going to do that. I'll press it and I'll pop it on the dress form and we'll see where we are. Okay, here is attempt 1. It's really not that bad. I think I would have pressed the seams open, and you can see that it's sort of showing through along the seam line, so I think I'd probably press those closed in the real version. It's mostly fine. There's a few puckers, so I think this, sorry, let me turn this around. This curve here is quite steep, so I've got a couple of places where it's just puckered up, and calico is pretty hard to iron so that it looks completely flat. What I mentioned before about having ease here for a sleeve, you can see, so you would just pinch this out normally and that would make that sit nice and flat, a bit like that. But once you've got a sleeve in, you need that room to be able to move your arm, otherwise it looks like pointless. That's why this is looking a bit baggy. But actually, it's very pleasing as a sort of finish, and you can see that these darts have gone. So the 2 darts that were at the bottom, there's one that ran from here up to the apex, and obviously another one on the other side, are both gone, and they've been absorbed into this line, so you get a completely clean finish other than your seam line. Looks a bit like a river. So I think I've seen pictures online of this being a band of colour that runs through another garment. So if the garment was white, you might do a piece that echoes this. That basically means that you get a ribbon running all the way through your outfit, whatever it is. And I think I've seen Shingo Sato do that with plain black and then lace as the inset, which looks amazing, because you get you get a panel of lace going all the way around, echoing this shape. And if it's a dress, it goes all the way down through the skirt too, and it looks amazing. So I might try that and just see how tricky it is to do that. I think the things I'm sort of realising is I need to keep my curves quite open to begin with until I get better at sewing them. So this here, which is quite straight, this piece is quite straight, but this, although it looks amazing, is quite hard to get right in terms of sewing it. So I think I just need, and that's obviously flattened out a bit, it would be better if that was curved. So I think there's definitely a bit of work to be done on my technique. But in terms of the actual process, it works really well, so that's exciting. And here it is with a line sewed over the top, so it's a bit easier to see. I hope that was interesting, and I'll see you all again soon.